Yes, it's time to give this old dusty beast a little attention. Some of you may actually remember this truck. It was a different color, of course. It was white with a little bit of this maroon color on the bottom. I painted this probably last summer. And I have to say, I think the red looks fantastic on it. This is only a shell, a roller, if you will. In fact, let me take the body off here. You can see that ASCERT CAT C15 in there. The diesel engine. Lots of controversy about that engine over the years. Here we go, all empty. In fact, these tires are so old. Let me say, this is a Semi-Joe body. It's all styrene. Semi-Joe is not Crazy Joe. He's another dude that has been building for years. I just did another video on the most recent truck that I had from him, which was the Aerodyne truck that I'm working on for my Kobelco. As you can see over there. I want to have a matching set for that, so you can see that video. But this has been sitting there for so long. Semi-Joe had sold this off. I got this from Greg Marsh a long time ago. And this truck is so old, in fact, the tires are like hard rubber. Maybe they were always hard rubber, hey? But you can definitely tell there's some age to it. Let's even flip, listen. That the old leaf spring suspension, rust on the drive shaft, no transmission, no motor, old Futaba stock servo, totally a shell with hard tires. So I think it would be a good idea, because I have this beauty, which is an R2 RC four-wheel drive transmission, very rare, hard to come by, and I've had mine in my drawer for a long time. This is going to be a great transmission for this. Instead of using the transmission like the 3-speed Tamiya transmission, I'm going to use this single speed, which has 32 pitch gears on it, and I'm going to bolt this basically directly on. I've got to make a mount for it. Unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to mount it on one side, but I'm not too concerned with that, because the L bracket made out of steel will be more than strong enough to hold it, and there's not going to be enough torque to actually twist up the frame. You can see this has been loved before, guys. I figured, why not? I looked around my shop. I know I've been into loading wars and trucks and semi-trucks, and it's not really an area I've thoroughly explored and feel satisfied with, and I definitely want to bring this beast back to life. Okay, now over to my scrap metal. There it is, right away. Anything better than that? No, this angle bracket will work though. So I want to keep with the rustic look, so I'm not really worried about touching up the paint or that rust on the drive shaft, or even using the steel for a bracket, because it'll be nice and strong. But what I'm going to have to do is just cut it. First I'm going to mark the 2 holes on the R2 transmission, and then I'm going to make one just a little bit wider, and I'm going to drill 4 holes once I've marked it out on the frame where I want it to be sat. Generally, it's going to be in this old area. In fact, even though these holes are kind of crooked, maybe I can move it forward a little bit into this area here. I don't want to weaken the frame too much, and if I can bolt up on one side and kind of match the 2 screws, then it wouldn't bother me too bad. Kind of like it drops in where the drive shaft is, like right down to about there, which drops it down, leaves me an option in the front if I want a front driven axle for the future. But this is actually backwards. This should be like that, so the motor goes up front. But it still gives me an output on each side. So for width, want it about that wide. Okay, so I've set up the angle bracket on my drill press, you can see here, and just ready to add a little bit of cutting oil and to start on the 2 larger dots. Hey, I'm going to be drilling. Wake up. Okay, let's see here. Yep, beautiful. Like that. But I make it too high. Dang it, I may have drilled it too high. Okay, so I failed to consider the actual height of the holes on the transmission. So what I'm going to do is, because these ones will line up with the frame, I'm going to make these holes a little bit lower to the corner, and then that way I'm just going to have the right or the proper height adjustment for the transmission to mount on. Here's a little RC Sparks for you. And I gotta look deep into the giving tray for the right screws. So all my spare screws over the years get dumped in here. Means I have a little bit of everything. Sometimes a lot of everything. Moment of truth. Does it line up? Yes, it does. Now what am I gonna use for a motor? Looks like I'm running a little low on motors here. 35, 45. Got this ROC 412, but this is for a crawler. Okay, I'll mount it up. I'm gonna add some grease, so the CAT RC Udder Butter or just normal grease will do. So all greased up, you can see, nice. It's very sticky grease, I like it. And so a few minutes later, there it's all mounted up. But I have to tell you, my friends, I cannot believe what I have learned over the years and what I'm still learning about this hobby. Look at this. I was so proud of myself because I had mounted up the motor nice and straight, but you'll see it's kind of cockeyed if you can. Let me give you a different angle. See, it's off to the side a little. Well, here I had it in nice and straight, laughing to myself about these holes and like why somebody would have drilled them on an angle. That didn't make sense until I had everything square and trued up. Look at this center carrier bearing right here. Because of this transmission, if you mount it up perfectly straight, it torques the drive shaft off to the side, adding extra strain on that carrier bearing. So what I've had to do is I've let off the screw a little bit. I've torqued the motor off to the side a little bit, which helps line up that drive shaft, and voila, problem solved. Now I get to mount up the center plate, which is right here. Which side, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm right about there. And then start mounting up some electronics like the receiver and such. This truck is so old, you can even see rust on the leaf springs. And if I turn it around, look at on the spring itself. You can't do patina as good as real patina. I gotta tell you that much. That's where I'll mount the ESC, and the RC four-wheel drive R2 transmission has that nice clear plexiglass so you can actually see your pinion straight through doing its work. Okay, I'll just pop some batteries into a standard dual stick radio. I don't need anything crazy on here, even though I'm going to give it 6 channels. Power that up, put the back on, good to go. Got my 2-cell. The very big moment, can I get it to come alive? I don't see why I wouldn't. Battery, got my channels, only 1 and 2 plugged in. No transmission necessary. Ooh, I like that. Oh, I double like that. Yes! First time power. What about the back? I don't even have, what's my voltage at? My voltage control on my ESC is set for 2-cell, so that's perfect. Is it set on brushless forward and backward? I do not know. Let's see if we got our power. Yeah! Oh, it's reversed. Okay, I'll have to switch that around. It's a brushless sensored motor, right? So I can't just go and switch any of those wires around. I actually have to go in and switch the setting here. Forward. Yeah. Backwards. Oh, I see. What did I see there? I see my back tires not spinning. Why not? There's no diff in there. There's something missing. Yeah, I'm turning it. It's almost like there's no axle on the inside. Yeah, with the body mounted up, you can see underneath of the servos. Both servos, even though I'm not using the transmission, help because then I can put the ASCERT on top. Let me get this in there properly. Beautiful, nice scale engine fits in there. That's one of the nicest features, wouldn't you say? Yeah! Let's see, here we go. First time it moves. Just trying to take it slow, of course, using the dual stick steering plus holding the camera at the same time. Plus, I also have to investigate, woohoo! I have to investigate what's going on with that back axle. I'll leave that till next time though. What a beautiful looking truck, guys, hey? So I do have a hood, I do have a grill as well still with me. They are both unpainted, but I gotta tell you guys, what do you think of the classic old style truck? Like, you guys have seen me with a lot of different semi trucks. What do you think of this one? I've had it around for quite some time. Do you want to see it in Loading Wars? Leave me a comment down below and we'll see you in the next episode of RC Adventures. Now get outside and have a good time with RC. You know I always do. Hey, if it's too cold, stay inside. Build one instead.